If you're waiting for the Fed to reduce interest rates, you're looking at the wrong thing. I'm going to show you how the game is actually rigged on one piece, just one piece that's going to make a massive difference, and we don't care what Jerome Powell does with the Fed currently because the other government is pushing against him right now, or another part of the government, and that's the Treasury. Let me tell you exactly what I'm talking about. My name is Steven Khalilzadegan. I'm a broker at Savi Realty here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I make these videos to hopefully give you some better strategies about real estate, even across the nation, not just in Las Vegas, but better strategies that will hopefully improve your life. Now, let's get into the video and let me get into explain what's actually happening. So if you're waiting for the pivot that has not come yet, that was supposed to come a little while ago, you're looking at the wrong thing. Now, what am I talking about with that? So how do real estate values increase? How do they go down? We know that one major factor, or the factor that is really above all factors is liquidity. Liquidity, what does that mean? Liquidity is cash. And if there is more cash in the system that's floating around, inflation happens. And if they take away the cash, then inflation goes down. That is the goal of the Fed. The Fed says we want 2% inflation, so we have to raise inflation or raise our interest rates to make you broke, to make you make you feel broke and not spend money. And that will reduce the rate of the increase in prices. So now there's other things that are at play. The government, it's an election year. They do not want interest rates you to feel broke. They don't want you to feel broke. They'll take inflation. They do not want an economy that goes down, because if the economy goes down, then they do not get reelected into their position. Now, how are they going to be doing this? I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Here's a video that I want you to take a look at, and then I'll comment about it as well.
This is important to understand. So everyone's waiting for the Fed to pivot, to get off of their tightening stance and move back into an easing stance, which will then create more liquidity. But the Treasury is like, hang on, if you're not going to pivot and provide liquidity, we're going to do it ourselves. And so they've been doing this by, as I said, by selling more bills into the market. The bills create that short-term liquidity. And you can take a look at this right here. The bills right here are the light blue. Look at the amount of bills they put into the system. And you might notice that we haven't seen this amount of bills into the system since the pandemic of 2020, when the entire world shut down and they literally had to pay people to stay at home. Yeah, we're putting that much into the system right now.
That is astronomically huge. That is so much cash that's coming into the system that no one's talking about. Have you heard about it? Because right now it's just massive, right? But another proponent or another side of this, right? Maybe a lot of cash is coming into the market, but people are racking up their credit cards left and right. It is at an all-time high for maximum credit card debt. You may know this, you may have seen this in your life. Maybe you have credit card debt currently, but or a lot of people, a lot of Americans are racking up huge credit card debt that they have to do something with. So people believe potentially that could be the next credit crunch, is all of those debts that people cannot pay because it gets to a maximum, and when they just keep paying that minimum, it can't go anywhere, and eventually they may have to do some kind of bankruptcy. But the people that are getting affected by that are not the ones that you want to be, and I want to be. I want someone who has, before, I'm an investor, right? You may be an investor too, but this may be a little bit of a condescending look at this, but if anybody has debt, and hopefully they can foreclose on their property, take it back, pay their debts, and then we get good deals at the auctions, or we get good bank-owned deals or short sales. I don't believe this is going to be the case here, because the people that have the debt may not own real estate. The people that have debt that do own real estate have something on their sides that also no one is talking about. The massive amount of equity in their homes. The equity in properties right now is so astronomically high, you would not believe this. And I'm going to show you another video here in a second that kind of outlines some of the numbers that are on this. But to give a long and short of it is, you have in 2007, there was about, let's say if you're doing equity in your homes, you could get a line of credit, right? A HELOC, a home equity line of credit, to be able to tap into that and use it for spending. And to be able to do that, you need to have equity. In 2007, they had about $7 billion in home equity lines of credit that are out floating around, and people were spending away and buying pools, buying cars, whatever they want for it, right? Right now, well, since then, we've had over 110% equity growth in amount of equity that it's available for people to use. Over 110% of what we had back then. Right now, we only have 300 billion of it being used. So now the government has another trick up its sleeve. So they are doing something, and let me show you this next video to explain it, and then I'll comment on the other side of this. All right, let's do it.
Let's tap into homeowner equity. Let's inject that into the market. So how are we doing that? Well, what we can see is that what they've done is they've filed a new proposal, Freddie Mac. So the government basically provides liquidity for home loans through Fannie, Freddie, and now Ginnie. Okay, so these are like government-backed programs for mortgages. And they filed a proposal for a purchase of single-family closed-end second mortgages. Okay, so they issue first mortgages, but now they want to do second mortgages. That means they want to allow all these homeowners that have equity in their homes to tap into that equity, get it out of their home, and start spending it into the market. All right, now the agency
that's huge. And I know what you're thinking, but Steve, even if they have home equity lines of credit, the interest rates are huge. Why would they take it out? Well, because an 8% or 9% home equity line of credit is a lot better than a 20% credit card rate. That's absolutely huge. So people, if this does happen, if people start taking advantage of this home equity line of credit because their bills on their credit cards and their balances on their credit cards are getting huge, then this is going to be a door. This is going to be possibly a door for you and me to be able to enter in when they can't pay it back anymore for some reason. And I don't know what it's going to be, and I don't know when it's going to happen, but this is something that I could see in the future, in the next 5 years or so, or let's say we're in 2024, you probably by the end of 2030, other stuff, there's going to be stuff that comes up. Potentially we have an entrance. But as of right now, I'm buying. I'm still looking for cash flow for real estate, and I'm keeping all of my cash, or the majority of my cash, tied up in assets that are hard assets, scarce assets, and those are the things that you want. Having something that can cash flow, having something not easily available or easily created, gold, Bitcoin, houses, that is a big store of wealth for Americans, and not only Americans, the world. The world is bringing funds over here. So I hope this video is helpful and useful for you. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And of course, if you need any help with real estate in Las Vegas and placing funds in this town, please let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. All my contact information is down below, and hope all is well.